So we've been telling you that the cues across Asia are positive and we're likely to get a start on the green side of the screen. There you go. The implied open is looking like, we could get a 60-point pop. The question is, what about individual stocks? So let's go across to our team and they're all standing by to bring you the CNBC-TV18 list of top 10 stocks to watch. Guys, good morning. Vinny, you kick it off. Eye on Tata Motors today. Tell us more.
Absolutely. The eye on Tata Motors, we're expecting it to see a bit of a positive move. Why? Because the JLR, the arm of the company, is planning to invest around £500 million, and this is for retooling of its UK plant. Electric vehicle is what they want to focus on here, and that will be the first plant for the company which will be completely producing only electric vehicles. Now, do not forget that the company has already spent £250 million previously on this, and the aim of the company, the strategy of the company is to reimagine their strategy and become an EV company and JLR electrified completely by 2030. So key focus on that, making further investments in terms of the strategy that they have laid out.
Okay. All right. Vinny, got that. Thanks very much for it. Let's quickly get to Vedanta. Nigel, we're looking out for yet another dividend?
Yet another dividend. They're saying that they're going to consider the fourth interim dividend for this year. We're only halfway through. And they've given the date as October 8th. Just to give you a quick rewind, in the last 6 months or so, they've declared dividends amounting to around 35 rupees. Wow. That's great news. And now they're bracing for another one. Couple of alerts come up for you. The promoter entity, they are the largest beneficiary, right? Because every 100 rupees that's declared, they get around 56% of that, because the promoter entities which held mid-60s, that's come down to around that 56% on. And why is this important? People wonder, why is Vedanta paying out so much dividend? Now, since the promoter entity is getting 56% of that, it helps deleverage things at the promoter end. That's Vedanta Resources. So we'll keep an eye out on this. You have the tailwind with commodity prices as well as silver prices. Just to give you an alert, in the last few sessions, the stock has already seen a good run, from around that 450 to 480. But it's the best placed stock if you're looking at a commodity melt up. So that's the one, going with green on that stock. But let's hop across to Vivek. He's here to tell us about a couple of large trades that we're looking forward to. Hi, Vivek. Good morning. You told us towards the dying minutes of trade yesterday that watch out for 5-star. Expect a large trade. Bang on.
Well, good morning. That's right. Just like we mentioned, towards the dying minutes of trade yesterday, that a clutch of PE investors, who collectively held over 25% stake in 5-star Business Finance, were looking to pair close to 20% stake, and largely along expected lines. Yesterday the block deal was launched. The term sheet indicates that PE investors are collectively looking to sell close to 19.3% stake. The floor price for this particular block deal is at 768 rupees a share, indicating that the size of the block is a little over $500 million. That is close to 4,300 crore rupees. So it's a large block deal. Amongst the sellers, two Sequoia funds, a KKR fund and TPG Asia are amongst the sellers. Important to note that there is now a 12-month lockup on further sale of shares, that the remainder of the stake that they will continue to hold. The other stock on the radar is ASK Automotive. Now, there has been an OFS launch. One of the promoter entities, Kuldeep Singh Rathi, who held a little over 40% stake in the company, is looking to pair 6% stake, and the route that he has chosen to take is the OFS route. So the base size is 5.5% equity, and there is a green shoe option or an upsize option of another 0.5% equity. Now, when you're talking about the floor price, it's at 433 rupees a share. So the total OFS size is a little over 500 crore. Going with red on both of these names, at least at the open.
Yeah, because then people queue up and there are enough buyers, and by the end of it, the stock sometimes turns into green. That's the nature of the market. Got it. Vivek, thank you very much for that. Back to Vinny. Now, a lot of us would have noticed that PB Fintech was under severe pressure yesterday. It was down 5-6%. And today we have news on the company looking at some business diversification, Vinny.
Absolutely. So what we understand and from sources that PB Fintech may actually start exploring to enter the healthcare space. They may even open up their own chain of hospitals. So yes, that's what we're keeping an eye out on. And PB Fintech wants to tap into this level of value creation in the healthcare business. So that is the focus area. Now, they came out with a clarification on this as well. In the previous con calls that highlighted analysts call that they would be looking at such a diversification and they are aiming for it. But as of now, there's no such decision that has been made. The company wants to focus on, bringing the insurance space together, smoothing it out for customers. The strategy is that insurers, even the customers and hospitals, all are working together for easier claims. So that is their strategy going forward. As of now, there's no decision made. They've not found out of what they want to do going forward. But yes, if this does happen, it's a bit capital intensive. So that is why we've seen that fall coming in the stock as well. They will have a lot of capex if they actually start their own chain of hospitals. So bit of a red for PB Fintech in the short term, but long term, surely a value creation that we're watching out for.
All right. It's interesting, right? Insurers going into hospitals and hospitals getting into insurance. That is Narayana Hrudayalaya, if you remember. So it's like a lot's happening in that space. But as Vinny said, stock's been a little worried, 10% down in the last 2 days or so. Vamakshi is here with more stocks with Newsflow. Vamakshi, take it away. Morning.
Well, good morning, Prashant. Let me first start off with Zen-Tech. The company has launched remote-controlled weapons and surveillance systems, and this has been done to strengthen India's defense capabilities. Now, keep in mind that, of course, this is a positive development, but over the last 2 months, the company has in all launched 8 new modern military equipment. Of course, this is yet to materialize into earnings, but all of this put together provides a new leg of growth for the company apart from their defense simulators as well as anti-drone systems. So, given that development, going with the green for Zen-Tech. But apart from that, watch out for Uno Minda as well, and that is because its arm Minda Onkyo India Private Limited has entered into a technical licensing agreement with Hyundai Mobis Company Korea. The agreement will enter Minda's arm to manufacture licensed products, specifically speakers for Hyundai Mobis. So given that development, going with the green for that counter as well. And lastly, let's focus in on Krishna Diagnostics. The board has given a nod to the company to acquire nearly 23.53% stake in Apulki Healthcare. Keep in mind that Apulki is engaged in establishing, operating and maintaining hospitals focused on oncology as well as cardiology. With this agreement, Krishna gets exclusive partnership of operating and maintaining the diagnostic services of Apulki's hospitals. So given that development, going with the green for Krishna as well.
Okay, all right. Thanks a lot for that, Vamakshi. Well, let's hop across to Vivek. He's here. He's tracking some large trades as well. Vivek?
Well, that's right. We'll talk about some of the large trades that took place in trade yesterday. Yesterday we did tell you about EasyTrip and how there was a large block deal expected. We were anticipating close to 8.5% of a promoter stake sale. But as per, what has been uploaded onto the NSE block deals, the promoter Nishant Pitti has sold close to 14% stake in the company in yesterday's trade. A few buyers emerging over there, Kraft Emerging Market Fund and Corecom Marcom Fund. Of course, it's not been offset completely. The buyer list still elusive given the fact that there appears to be buyers who have been less than 1% of the total trade taken yesterday. The other stock on the radar, KPR Mill, again, over here, the promoter has spared stake worth almost 970 crore. 3.1% equity is what the promoter KP Ramaswamy has sold yesterday. Amongst the top buyers, SBI Mutual Fund picked up almost 2.8% stake in the company. So again, KPR Mill, a large block deal where the promoter has spared part stake.
All right, Vivek, thank you very much for that. So lots to keep track of and lots to discuss as we go forward as well. So just a quick summation of everything that we put out for you. Recap that is. So on the positive side, you have Tata Motors, Vedanta, Zen Technologies, Uno Minda, Krishna Diagnostics. Stocks with negative Newsflow, 5-Star Finance, ASK Automotive, PB Fintech, Ease My Trip and KPR Mills.